Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving into Master League Premier Classic with an amazing and strong team composition with FLORGES, FLORGES. I have no idea how this one is pronounced, so I'm just gonna call it Florist for now. And we're having this amazing Pokemon up on the lead, followed up by Excadrill and Gyarados. This line of 3 is pretty safe to use, as I have already seen. You can see that my Florist over here has absolutely not a good PvP IV comp, but I do not care at all because this one is just gonna go to town. I just wanna have a 15 attack, and the other 2 stats can be kinda mediocre, but it's all the same since you can do your job pretty nicely. So Florist is gonna be one of the bulkiest defensive wise Pokemon, not so much of HP, not so much of attack weighted, but a defensive Pokemon to use for the current meta of Master League Premier Classic. It can take the hits, it can answer back with strong moves, but it doesn't have quite the coverage, especially against those steel types. However, its backline is here to help, and you can see that something like a Chandelure is gonna be a troublesome Pokemon for the lead scenario, but on the end game, both Waterfall, Gyarados and Excadrill will assist with that matter. You can see here that I'm going for the extra Mudshot scenario so that I can reach to the Rock Slide before they can reach to the Aqua Tail with ease and just finish off the job, granting my team the first win for this video. So for the next one, before we start, as we're starting actually, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy videos like this, because I will make more videos with FLORGES, FLORGES, whatever this Pokemon is. And if you enjoy this video in particular, just leave a like before you go. So subscribe, leave a like, and now let's move forward into the commentary against this Walrein. And I'm running not Aqua Tail on my Gyarados, but Outrage. I prefer Outrage on the safe switch Gyarados because not only it can annihilate those dragon types with this, but also nobody is expecting it. Nobody's gonna seal the Dragonite with a move from Gyarados. Just gonna go right straight ahead and farm you down. But with Outrage, you are gonna see that those battles that I'm gonna showcase to you, that I'm already showcasing to you, are no joke with this amazing Gyarados with Outrage. So let's focus a bit on the matter of Florist over here, because it can farm down now the Walrein. We have the shield advantage, and Chandelure will come back. I'm gonna go for the move. I'm expecting them to not go for the CMP right here because I was pretty faster than the fast attack, and I'm just gonna sack the move over here. I have to go actually for one more before dying because I want to keep that Chandelure at a low amount of HP. And look at the severe damage that this Disarming Voice is doing. You can always go with Petal Blizzard if you want to, but I just want to go here for the Disarming Voice and then try to farm down with Mudshots with Excadrill. Whatever there is at the back, even a fighting type, they will be a little bit troubled, but there is a fairy type, so that means that we can simply go over here for the block, farm up to a double charge attack, and of course finish off the match with this, because both the Togekiss and the Chandelure are pretty weak to Excadrill, especially with shields down. Next one, everyone against Yellow Callisto, and our Florist will fight a Machamp at the lead. And I was like, you are not switching out, what do you have? And it's pretty interesting because I'm gonna go for the Disarming Voice, test how much damage it does, and it does a lot, which is pretty interesting. And I'm just gonna go here for the Let Go move. Whatever this Pokemon is gonna throw to me, I'm pretty defensive, so I'm pretty sure that I can take even a whole Rock Slide. Not a Stone Edge of course, but a Rock Slide. But I did not have the energy for the Stone Edge anyways. So here comes now the Metagross. I'm just gonna go in with my Gyarados immediately, because whatever there is at the back, obviously it is weak to my Fairy type. That's why this Machamp had to stay in, and it is a Dragon type, so I'm just gonna go for the Outrage, going for the boom on that weird Garchomp. And Outrage really puts up the work. You can see that even though we are debuffed here, they are forced to throw because we're just gonna reach to a move in no time. They have to stay in, they are not still giving up, because we might have something like a Togekiss at the back and they can win. However, this drill run will just go to town, since right after that they're just gonna go for the move. We're gonna catch it with this Onal Florist, and the victory will be for us. What a catch, trainers, with the Earthquake. I was expecting that, and Florist will just finish off the remaining of the match, since I think that they gave up. Anyways, next one, and then Bewear at the lead against our Florist. They are a fighting type, so I'm just gonna stay in as long as they want to. However, they decide to go with a safe switch Metagross, which makes sense, and I'm just gonna go right now for the crunch with my Gyarados. If they sealed, I sealed. If they don't, I'm just gonna farm down, and they sealed, so it's absolutely good for me here to go for the block. Try to go for as many waterfalls as I can. I think I can go for 3 actually, cannot go for another one because Metagross, I have a feeling that can beat Gyarados on the CMP, but I'm not sure. Write down in the comment section if Metagross can win the CMP. I'm not sure right now, so I'm just gonna go right here for the potential crunch on that Bewear. Are they gonna block, trainers? And of course not, because they're fighters, so they can just take this crunch with ease. And at the back there is a Charmer Primarina. This Pokemon actually is pretty awesome, and I'm really excited to see it in use in Master League, because I have made the video with Primarina. Those weird voices and sounds that you might sound are for my neighbors, and yeah, excuse me for that, but I cannot stop them. So right here I'm just gonna take the move and try to farm down as much as possible with Florist, and after that a pure Moonblast will be it for the Bewear to get finished off. You're gonna see that this Florist doesn't have only good matchups against the Dragons and the Fighters, but also some really nice neutral matchups, especially something like a Walrein up in the lead, something like a Swampert, you can still beat it down, and of course, as I said before, Dragons are gonna be your better option. So a Dragon type up on the lead on the next one, and they are not switching out, so I'm just gonna go for the Disarming Voice to finish off, but they're taking it and they can survive. I did not know that, because that was a Shadow Dragonite. I was sure that I could simply farm down after a couple of Vine Whips, but it can survive. So next time if I encounter a Pokemon like this, I might go for Moonblast instead, and I'm pretty sure this is not gonna be something like a Hurricane. Unfortunately, this is gonna be a CMP for me, so bad news that I pressed the move. However, I undercharged and I tried to go for the farm, and this Dragonite was already pretty low, so even with another charge it absolutely fainted down. So gonna take the first Body Slam in the next matchup against this Snorlax, and I think that Crunch is absolutely doing its work right now, because we took out the shield, down we go, I don't care at all, and I have to rely on my Florist here to take out this Snorlax. They make a switch which is kinda weird, kinda controversial switch to the Swampert, because after this block that I make, I'm pretty sure I can farm down with a double super effective Vine Whip. We can farm down, which is pretty huge. Right now I'm gonna go for the Disarming Voice, and with a full HP Excadrill, I'm pretty sure I can go for the finish off right on time. As you can see, my EVs are not the best. Not only Florist doesn't have the best IV composition, as you can see, I just want to have a 15 in attack, but also Excadrill doesn't have a 15 in attack. When I was building this mon, I did not have one with 15 in attack, and when I got one, I decided to keep it as a buddy Pokemon, buddied up with a best buddy ribbon to gain the bonus for the level 50 mark. So I'm just farming some Excel candies right now, staying at 200 I think right now, so I need about 100 more. Anyways, we have here Gyarados coming into the Snorlax. We saw the matchup before. I'm just gonna go for a crunch and most probably gonna let that go. No, okay, they outspeed us at this point, which was kinda weird for me to be honest, but I can go for the crunch, and if they block I have one more right to go. So worst case scenario, we take 2 shields out of them. However, they decide to take it, and that is pretty troublesome, because now Florist off the own is coming into the play, and we have to go for the crunch. And when you're not running Aqua Tail, things like this tend to happen, but I don't care, since with Aqua Tail I don't think that we could do a lot more work than that. And we have to go in now with our Excadrill to sack one Moonblast, sack, but not that easily because it deals about 50%, and now we have to block here, although I decided to let that go because I want to maintain all my chances and hopes and beliefs for my own Florist. Here comes a Disarming Voice, gonna do fatal damage, so they have to block. Here comes another one, but they made the switch to the Garchomp, absorbing the move, and of course it does about 50%. If I was gonna go for the Moonblast, I think that still that was not gonna be enough, so it's good to go for the Disarming Voice. Gonna go for the double charge up because now one will go to that Garchomp. Goodbye Garchomp, and we have to go for another run to the finish line against the enemy Florist. Boom, down it goes. Next one, trainers, and we're facing Pokemon, something like that, I did not see the name correctly, and we're facing a very bad lead against the Metagross. Let's see if we can overcome this bad lead, and they have a Dragonite at the back. Okay battlers, this is the moment that you were waiting for. We're gonna go for the outrage. Can it freaking land? If this lands, I think that this video deserves a like and a subscribe to the channel, and boom, down goes the Dragonite with a pure outrage. Oh my freaking goodness, we totally overcame that bad lead scenario with that outrage. So I'm just gonna block here, expecting a whatever move, to be honest. Earthquake, okay, no big at all. We're just gonna block it, and we're gonna force that bail out, the surrender. Next on trainers, and we have another bad lead against another steel type, this time the Excadrill. So we will try to go here for the switch. Let's see if we can do the same thing again with this Dragonite, trying to go for the outrage. This is just gonna be a crunch, right? Yeah, just a crunch, don't shield at all, and boom, another boom to the Dragonite. This is pretty awesome. I really love this Gyarados with outrage. Do not use Aqua Tail, you do not need that much if you have Waterfall on your fast attack. Just keep that in mind. If you want to have Aqua Tail, just go with the Dragon Breath option. If you want to have Waterfall, just go with outrage, because a lot of Pokemon are not gonna go for the block there, and especially the dragons are just gonna get dominated. So over here we have the mirror, and this is where I pay the fact that I have a 14 in attack on my Excadrill. I cannot win the CMP ties, and that's really a bummer because we are at the same amount of HP, the same amount of energy, excuse me, because a single driller will be it for any Excadrill, no matter the CMP. I went for the tricky scenario before to pass through one pure mud shot, but it worked. But they also did that on the next one, so that was a bummer for me. And right here I was hoping that I could farm down right on time, but that was not the issue at all, and I'm just gonna take the loss to a very good game that my opponent played against me. Well played, the trainer. And now let's move forward to the next one against a Dragonite. You saw this matchup before. Going for the Disarming Voice might be a tricky situation, but they try to catch the move here, and to be honest, not a lot of trainers know how to catch a move on the Florist, because it is a new Pokemon and not everyone is knowing how Vine Whip charges up the Moonblast and Disarming Voice, right? Who plays Disarming Voice? Not a single Pokemon is using it on PvP right now. So we have here the switching matchup with the Gyarados against the Metagross, and I have a good feeling about this because not only I can go for the crunch after the extra farm with the extra waterfall, but also we can pressure down to a double shield, and I'm like, okay, with Metagross out of the way, even if they have something like an Excadrill, we should be fine with our Florist with a double Moonblast. So we can simply farm down here with Excadrill, keep the shield, and then return with the Dragonite. I was expecting that, to be honest, so I'm just gonna go here for the switch out to the Florist, going for the already move that I have Disarming Voice for the boom, and they have a Magnet damage on the back. So that was a Dragon Double Steel line of 3. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take the Mirror Shot, just gonna force the Moonblast at this point. And Magnezone up on the elite might be a little bit tricky because I do not have a safe switch for this one, since Gyarados is absolutely getting dominated by the Sparks. But in the end game, you can see that you can still manage it with a pure Moonblast, dealing about 50%. Next one, trainers, and the final one for this video, and we have a good lead against the Garchomp. Was that the Garchomp? And the switch in is also gonna be a very good one, because we have Gyarados with Waterfall against this Metagross. Gonna take this Metagross out, and now let's wait to see what they decide to return in with. And they have the Garchomp trying to go here for the outrage, but I cannot. Right on the edge, I'm just gonna press the crunch, and this is gonna be it for the Gyarados. So now the Florist has to come in, gonna go for the Moonblast here, and I know that I have 14 in my attack with Excadrill, so I cannot win the CMPs, but I can land one move. They decide not to block, which is a good move actually, and I'm just gonna let this Drillbur go through. Gonna go for the Disarming Voice, and I'm hoping that with the shield advantage, perhaps now Excadrill, my Excadrill, can double shield here, finish off this Excadrill, the enemy Excadrill, and gonna be victorious against the enemy. So let's see what we decide to do here. Yes, gonna do exactly that. Gonna double block and go immediately for the Drillbur, because I'm expecting the switch out to that Garchomp. Gonna land it, and this is gonna be just a Santum, is it? No, an Earth Power. Okay, can we finish off, trainers? It's gonna be super close, and of course we can. So that's a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching, trainers. Thank you for staying till the end. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for all those outrages that you have seen, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, everyone.